Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Now, to answer your question, I'm just going to go through this diagram that I've just done. So we have the fi'l, the ism, and the masdar. Now, I'm just going to explain the difference between these three. So as you can see, the masdar, denoted by the big circle, has a much general meaning, while the fi'l is specific. And then you have the ism in between the two. So I'm just going to explain each one. I'm going to start off with the fi'l, and then I'm going to move to the masdar. So the fi'l has a few things. Let me just write these. It has, number one, an action, which is obviously the fi'l itself. Then we have, number two, we have the fa'il, the doer. And possibly, depending if it's transitive or intransitive, we'll have the maf'ul. Thirdly, we have the time, al-waqt, the actual time of the actual action. So we have all these meanings with the fi'l. So we have an occurrence of the action by somebody at a particular time. Now, when I talk about ism, I'm talking about ism maf'ul and ism fa'il, the active and passive participle. Now, with these names, it denotes the doer of the action or the recipient of the action, if it's a transitive verb. Now, if you look at these three, the third one, al-waqt, is not associated with the ism fa'il or the ism maf'ul, because it denotes a person who receives the action or that does the action without a time frame. The ism wouldn't have the third aspect, the waqt. Now with the masdar, it even gets more general. It actually doesn't have the fa'il or the maf'ul bihi, and all it has is the fi'l, without a doer or recipient and without a time. The way we look at this is that a masdar will get a much more general meaning. So with regards to your question about khalq as opposed to مخلوق, now khalq is a masdar, which means creation, and it's used as an ism maf'ul actually to denote the مخلوق. مخلوق means that which is created. But in the Qur'an, you have this word used rather than مخلوق. You have the masdar rather than the ism. The reason why for this, and this is part of the eloquence of the Qur'an, is that this noun denotes an act without a recipient and without a time frame. In other words, it's not limited to any time frame, nor is it limited to any recipient. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala used the word khalq to denote all that which is created, because everything besides Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is created. So to note this, and the fact that no other person or thing can create, he used the most general word possible for it, which is khalq, the actual masdar. So he used the most general word for the maf'ul bihi, and for the act of creating, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala used both the ism as well as the fi'l. So you'll find in the Qur'an خلق السماوات والأرض, and you'll find خالق كل شيء. One refers to an instance. For example, when we say خلق السماوات والأرض, it's talking about the time of creating those things. While when we say خالق, it's not limited to a particular time frame. And although خالق is a ism fa'il, it also can be used for an attribute. So this is something we'll study in grammar, where you can have an ism fa'il or ism maf'ul that can be used as an adjective, as a sifa. But we'll study this later on, inshallah. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم.